we're at this really interesting and unusual confluence of events with AI growing and changing almost weekly, and then the new administration coming in that wants to undo, slow down, and even stop regulation. So, but because of the risks, I think, to business and maybe society more broadly, we are definitely going to see regulation around AI. And what that regulation looks like, I think, is going to be the big question. And because of the appointment, David Sachs and Krishnan, these guys are both entrepreneurs who have worked under the burden of regulation, and they're going to be in the White House. So I expect that they will try to moderate the legislature as much as possible. But at the same time, the risks of uncontrolled AI demand some kind of guardrails. And, legislators are going to do what they do best, and that's legislate.
Well, let's talk about those guardrails and where they're being built. So it's been happening at the federal level, I know, been happening at the state level. Then you got a lot of companies who say, look, we can do it ourselves. We have smart people working for us. We're keen to think through the potential philosophical implications of what this might mean, what disasters might be born of this. How do you see all of that shaking out? I mean, we haven't really been in a moment like this where we've had a really nascent technology like this and had the regulatory kind of structure being built around it in real time. Who's taking the lead here? Which guardrails are going to be the first up and the strongest?
I think, it's been proven over and over again, self-regulation is not going to work. I mean, organizations don't just simply regulate and do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. So there are going to be some guardrails around. Now, in this year, 2024, there are over 200 bills in the U.S. Congress related to artificial intelligence. At the same time, there are over 700 bills at the state level across 45 different states. And I think 113 states actually passed laws this year around AI. So I think we're going to see it's going to happen much faster at the state level simply because it's easier to get legislation done than at the federal level. But at the same time, when the safety of society is at risk, and I'm not saying that that AI presents that kind of a risk, but when the safety and security of society is in question, legislators are going to do something about that, and especially when there are so many people out there and so many organizations out there that are in fact raising their hand and saying, "Hey, let's kind of take a slow approach to this." So there's going to be some influence to slow down, but at the same time, put these guardrails in place.